Hey guys, we've got Theo Rossi who plays Shades on Marvel's Luke Cage. Yeah. You've been walking around touring a little bit of Marvel headquarters. How's that going?
Pretty amazing. For someone like me, this is like every little thing I want to just take and grab and bring home and put away and like hold on to. Yeah.
I like it because we were just talking about comics and stuff beforehand, and you start talking about how, oh yeah, I'll read anything with Frank. And it's like, you're on a first name basis with the Punisher.
Yeah. I
love that.
Yeah. Well, he's he you know, and John, it's funny because John's a really, really good friend, John, who's playing him now in the Netflix show. He was my first, like, I hate to say, like, true love in comics, like, you know, where I was like, I am so loyal to this character that I'll read anything he does. And now, what I was just saying is, like, I have a 15-month-old son, which is pretty awesome. So when I just came back to New York, thank God, my mom didn't get rid of any of my comics, and I have all my long boxes, like all of them, and I pulled them all out, and I was like going through, and I was like, okay, with Punisher War Journal, I'm missing, you know, issue 6 and 8. Let me go buy those, wrap them, Storm for him, and then I wound up rereading most of them.
Those are expensive issues too, because that's the Jim Lee stuff right there.
I have every one of them. Yeah.
The Wolverine issues, so good, so good.
I'm pretty excited about that.
What was your portrayal of Shades, who is a classic, you know, Power Man and Iron Fist character, but still in the wider Marvel universe, a lot of people are going to learn about him from your portrayal, I think. What, if any, characters or stories really went into how you developed that character?
So what's so cool about these, you know, second, third tier characters, if you want to, is you create this thing and there's no kind of expectation of what they should be like. It's really your incarnation of it. It's like, you know, what you bring is what people think. So for me, it was like, obviously I knew him from the 72 comics. I had, you know, but it's such a different time. You're bringing it to an updated version.
Slightly different.
Just slightly. Not just in the costumes and the dialogue, but just in the look and everything. So when you bring it into this really very realistic world, where superhero stuff is kind of an afterthought, for me it was just, how can I make him, you know, not just the most menacing, but how can I make him where people care about him at the same time they're also fearful of him. So it's really cool in this world, and I'm really excited for people to see it, of what I was able to do and what Cheo, our showrunner, was able to kind of create.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So you, as a guy who has long boxes and long boxes full of comics, what was that initial, like, hey, we want you to be in a Marvel show? You want to do that? Is that something that's pleasing?
I said it, you know, to this day, like, you know, the show I did before was kind of like very Comic-Con-y, you know, very almost like a living graphic novel. And when I moved into this, and I got the phone call from Jeff Loeb, he says, you know, welcome to Marvel. It's like, I just saw myself, like, when I was drawing, like, the Black Spider-Man in the costume after Secret Wars, and I was, like, so into that moment of my life, and, like, literally, you know, because I would draw and collect, and I had the action figures and all that, so it, like, all just, like, came back and hit me, and I was a kid. And, you know, now on set and seeing it, you still are. You're kind of playing, like, the same thing, just older and can't move as well.
So on top of Punisher, what else were you reading? What else got you psyched?
Wolverine, I was always a huge fan of. Logan was kind of like just how deep and dark he was. For, you know, for a young kid, when you're super young, he just seemed more edgy than everybody else. You know, he was always a little more edgy than, like, Cyclops and, like, you know, X Factor, and like he was just, you know, he was just a little more edgy than everybody.
Cyclops sucks.
I know, I like Cyclops a lot. But he was just always like the really, like, responsible one.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I always had this kind of thing for, like, those side characters, like Sabretooth, and, you know, people who, and I think, well, I can't say because I'm not sure if it was a whole Marvel thing and all that, I was going to say, but there were certain characters that really, like, weird characters, like Rhino and, like, things like Green Goblin. I loved Green Goblin because, and Hobgoblin. I was a big Hobgoblin fan.
Especially, I think, from what I'm getting from, like, the eras that you were reading, the Hobgoblin was the dopest Spider-Man villain. He was great, and he was scary and weird. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and he was just cool. And at that point, you know, after Secret Wars was like, for me, because I had my Marvel comics that I just saw the posters for, where it's almost like that encyclopedia where you could read everybody's strength, everybody's whatever, and you would get all the different issues. But with Secret Wars, it was like a mind blower for someone like me. And then obviously the Marvel team-ups I was big on.
Nice, yeah, Marvel team-ups, all the Spider-Man stuff. It's great. Theo, thanks for coming on.
Thank
guys, you've already watched Marvel's Luke Cage, I'm sure, so watch it again. and let me know what you think. Where are they going to find you on social media?
Theo Rossi everywhere. Snapchat, Instagram, everywhere. I'm everywhere.
I like that.